Reacher Season 2 finally offers a tangible explanation for Roscoe's absence, but this paper-thin reasoning actually makes the situation even harder to understand. Since Reacher's title character is a self-styled hobo that deliberately avoids making permanent ties to people and places, Willa Fitzgerald's Roscoe was not expected to appear in Season 2, especially since she also doesn't return in Lee Child's books. Nevertheless, Amazon's adaptation dropped hints that Roscoe might join the Reacher Season 2 cast, if only for a cameo. Firstly, Reacher Season 1 ended with Roscoe giving Reacher her phone number. Secondly, Finley's Season 2 cameo already proved Reacher is willing to call upon his allies from Margrave. Reacher barely acknowledged Roscoe's existence during Season 2's first 6 episodes, almost going out of its way to avoid giving her a mention. Reacher Season 2, Episode 7, The Man Goes Through, finally references Roscoe by name, but then goes further by actually offering an explanation for her absence. Discussing potential places to hide Marlo Burns and her daughter, Reacher decides against sending them to Roscoe because Senator Lavoie had already drawn the connection between Reacher and Margrave. According to Reacher, that means his enemies could make the same deduction, so even Roscoe cannot keep the witnesses safe. Reacher's excuse for not calling Roscoe in Season 2 doesn't hold up. Alan Ritchson looking surprised as Jack Reacher in Reacher Season 2, Episode 6. On the surface, Reacher's logic for not calling Roscoe makes sense. Shane Langston and AM are powerful, well-connected enemies. With a little digging, they certainly could attach Reacher to the Margrave incident and identify Roscoe and Finley as potential allies. For this reason, sending Marlo and Jane to stay with Roscoe would indeed be foolish. By making this argument, however, Reacher is effectively admitting that his battle against Langston and AM has put Roscoe in danger already. Reacher is acknowledging the possibility that Langston's goons could visit Margrave in their efforts to track down Marlo and Jane, and may have even identified Roscoe as a potential target. Regardless of whether Reacher actually involves her, therefore, Roscoe is in danger. Willa Fitzgerald's character is capable of handling herself, but the very least Reacher can do is give her a heads up that trouble may be coming. Since her safety is already compromised, it would arguably make more sense for Reacher to bring Roscoe in as an ally, just like he did with Finley several episodes prior. The heroes need extra firepower, and Roscoe would be safer with the 110th Special Investigators than by herself in Margrave. Reacher's own argument for not seeking Roscoe's help with hiding Marlo and Jane is the exact reason he should be frantically searching for that old Clark bar rapper. Season 2 has teased Reacher's ulterior motive for not calling Roscoe. Ben Richson as Reacher and Willa Fitzgerald as Roscoe Conklin sitting next to each other from behind. Various clues in Reacher Season 2 point towards Richson's character having a more personal motivation for not calling Roscoe, his blossoming romance with Dixon. Very quickly after reuniting, Reacher and Dixon rekindled an unfulfilled romance from their days in the 110th. It was shortly after his first night with Dixon that Reacher involved Finley in Season 2's investigation, despite Roscoe being the more natural choice. When Reacher was last in Margrave, Finley was teasing retirement and Roscoe was an active cop. If Reacher needed someone to stage a drugs bust, therefore, Roscoe was the obvious option. Then, in Reacher Season 2, Episode 7, the protagonist is visibly annoyed when Neagley mentions Roscoe in Dixon's presence, brushing off Dixon's inevitable questions by describing Roscoe as just a friend. These examples suggest Reacher has deliberately found reasons to avoid contacting Roscoe because he wants to sidestep any awkwardness between past and present love interests. Whatever tactical arguments he might make to justify Roscoe's omission, Reacher's emotions appear to be directing his decision-making more than he'd admit.